Well, hello and welcome to IRL F2 round 4 around Canada. I'm C3, aka Sander Sorhaug. I'm gonna be your commentator today as Lance LeBrun will not be making it today, unfortunately, with some technical issues. The stream is not on its correct channel today, it's on my personal one, but hopefully still gonna be a good race. And with oh, and Andre Pestana has retired, as he has a quali ban. That's it. Alright, so he's retired with good reason then. Nonetheless, we have Harry Cooper out on a lap. Well, on an out lap, that would be a bit too early for him to actually be on a lap. As we have Harry Cooper through the first few corners then. And I'm gonna say it already that this is a tricky track with, well, not too much room for a mistake. It's not gonna be too much before you hit the wall, so hopefully most people can keep out of the wall today. Nonetheless, we can see Harry going down to the hairpin, down to first, short shifting up to second. Good boy there. Coming down the long straight, then only the wall of champion chicane before the finish line now, as we can see that Jonas Bogen is setting a 109.4. Harry Cooper, when that is close to the wall. And it is invalidated. As we can see that Jared Fosbury goes second, just 8 thousandths behind Jonas. Shall we see Ivan Brito, previous reserve driver here. Now he's finally gotten his own seat with the McLaren team, joining Fosbury to try to challenge the Renaults and the Alphas in the constructor. But he supported his lap. What about Storm? He was one of the best drivers on the grid last season. I think he's struggled a little so far this season, but he's definitely got the pace to be up there. He's out on hard tires right now though, so would not expect him to challenge Jonas or Fosbury for that matter. Sorry about that, as we have Storm going over the line, setting 1:10.855. But look at this though, Cameron Weston Edwards sets a 1:08.9 and goes provisional pole. Joshua Arnold, also a quick driver who struggled in the opening part of the season. He might be a driver to have your eyes on this race. Obviously, the second Renault of Eric Pettinen is not here today. He unfortunately had to, well, do some refereeing, so unfortunately, but it happens. In the meantime, Joshua Arnold coming into the wall of champions chicane. Looks like a good exit there, but the time is not going to be good enough. 109.7 as Cameron then is still sitting in provisional pole. What about the Renault of Alexandra Bastos? What can Bastos do for the Renault team while Eric isn't here? To fight for the constructors with both the Alphas here, and as good as always, the Renault team will need to see Bastos stepping up a little this race. And with Bastos still on his, well, as Bastos actually went second, and for anyone who might think that I seem a little distant, I'm just trying to sort out some stuff now in the beginning. But Bastos is gonna go for this one too, or nah, he's going into the pit. But Harry Cooper, however, he's out on lap. Harry, though, seemed like one of the strongest drivers before the season started. Hasn't really had the best start. Maybe we'll see him kick a little back today. Hopefully we'll see him kick a little back today. As Cooper is coming to the line, and it's a 108.7, and it's provisional pole by the flying Britsman. I don't know. Flying Brit. We'll find one. In the meantime, we have Jonas Bogan. He's out on lap. He's up on his time so far. He's only done the first sector. In the second sector now. Coming to the sector split in just a few moments. He's slightly down. That's not what you want to see there. Oh, as Fosbury has just enlightened me that the Mercs crashed together. Oh, as Jonas is aborting his lap. What about Cameron Weston Edwards? He should be, well, I don't know, it looks like he might be going for a second lap on his soft tires right now. Just think about the fact that Weston Edwards is one of the most experienced drivers in IRL. He's been here from the start. He's still here. He had a small break last season, but he's back. Although, however, the change for him now is that unlike earlier seasons, he's not actually in the top tier anymore. He's in F2, so maybe we'll see him fight for a championship this season. However, he seemed a little off pace in Mexico last week as he's going into the pit. What about Mr. Fossbottle? The Jared Fosbury himself, coming down the long straight in overtake. Is this gonna be a good enough lap? As he comes through the wall of championship chicane, coming to the line, and it's a 109.2, so it's an improvement, but it's still third place there. So in the meantime, we have Bastos coming to the line. Oh, and he's just behind his time. However, there's 6 minutes left, so he should have enough time to get in another lap. And Joshua Arnold, is he going to do a second lap on his softs? Nah, it's straight into the pit for Joshua. You know, Paco, keep your head down. It's still a long race to go, and to be fair, Paco, starting outside of the top 10 could be a good thing on this track. Interestingly enough, shall we see here? Jorge done a 109.7, sits down in 7th, but he's done them on the medium tires, so it's gonna be interesting to see what he can do towards the end. As you will just have to excuse me for a short moment. And I am back, and it sounds like we're getting ready for the final stages of this quali then. 4 minutes left. I see a few cars going out. I saw a McLaren. I'm not sure. It was Ivan Brito, so I believe he should be the first one to do his final lap then. Only done a 1:10.3 so far. As I finally learned that in F3 that is also going on right now. There's gonna be a wet race today, and it's also a wet quali where we see Halvor Sundtvedt sitting in first at the moment, ahead of his Norwegian countrymen Sander Haugerud and Björn Einar Langfield in third. So all Norwegian top 3 so far in F3 at the moment. We'll have to say I'm a little proud of my countrymen there. But right now it's Ivan Brito starting his final lap. He's going to be the first one to do it. We have multiple cars on outlap now. Hopefully no one will get in the way of Brian Brito as he's in the first sector. The first 3 corners looked alright. Then coming into this Left right chicane here, and I think he might have just cut it a bit too much. He's down in 0 ERS mode now, so it's clear he has an invalid lap now. Looks like he might try to get in another lap then, but in the meantime Bastos is right behind him. He's about to start to get into the hairpin and out of it. Just another straight and the Wolf Champion chicane before Bastos crosses the line. He was a 10th up on his time going into the hairpin. How much better can he do in the Wolf Champion chicane? As he goes through, he doesn't hit the wall. What will it be? It's going to be a 108.9 and it's third so far. What about Fosbury? He has... Interesting, what is Fosbury doing? Is he gonna go for a second outlap? I think Fosbury is giving up quali. Weston Edwards, on the other hand, is on his lap. He's sitting second so far, 2.5 tenths behind Harry Cooper. And it looks like Weston Edwards is slowing down. Is he gonna go for a second try on these tires? We'll have to wait and see. But Jorge Correa out on the soft tires now in the first sector. He's on his lap. He only has this attempt left. He does not have enough time to slow down and go for another lap. However, he's 1/10 up in the first sector, so good start by Jorge on this lap. We're gonna see him coming into this fast left-right chicane now before the hairpin. You can see him here. Looks like a good call, good chicane by Jorge there, coming down to the hairpin. Just barely up on his time. I'm not sure if this is gonna hold to become to a better position. As we see that Harry Cooper is done with quali, and I think he might have actually binned it in the Wall of Champions. Oh no. Joshua Arnold in the Wall of Champions collecting Jorge Correa there. And I think there's 2 drivers left on their laps. Jorge will be starting 6th then. Cameron is in 2nd, he's on his lap. However, Jonas Bogan is also on his final lap, coming down the long straight. And I believe we saw Cameron Weston Edwards right ahead of him. As Jonas Bogan is going through the Wall of Champion chicane. What can this be? He's gonna do 108. Ooh, and I think that was close. He's either 2nd or 3rd, I think. He's 4th. 4th. Could swear it looked like he got 2nd or 3rd there, but... And it was a 108.954 and 964, so... It's Harry Cooper in pole position, just ahead of Cameron Weston Edwards by a 10.5. Then Alexandra Bastos 2.5 tenths behind. Jonas Bogan in 4th, 2.5 tenths behind, just behind Bastos. Jared Fosbury down in 5th. What can the title defender do from 5th? Jorge Correa in 6th. Then we have Joshua Arnold in 7th. Ivan Preto in 8th. Adrian Storm will be starting 9th on hard tires, I believe. Then, the big shocker of the day though, and that would have to be that we did not get a quali lap from either one of the not Saubers, but Alfa Romeos of Kevin Harrison and Jack Yates. So, it's gonna be interesting. As we are waiting on the drivers to choose their strategies. And for that, drivers outside of the top 10 to choose their tires. With that, I can mention the rest on the grid too. So we have Paco Suarez in 11th. Then we have Charlie Sampson in 12th, making a return as a reserve in IRL F2. Down in 13th, we have Jack Yates, one of the championship contenders, and then Andre Pastana with his quali ban down in 14th. So it's time to look at the tires, and we can see that Storm and Kevin are both starting on hard tires. We can see that Jorge qualified on mediums as he didn't get that last lap in, so he will be starting from 16 mediums, so he might be in for a good start there. Paco and Charlie both starting on the soft tires. That's interesting as they're in 11th and 12th. And then the back row, Jack Yates and Andre Pastana both on hard tires. And with that, we are just waiting on the drivers to finish their formation lap. And while they are, we can see that in F3 it's the 3 Norwegians in at the start there, as they've just started their race, and it looks like it is wet, but they're on dry tires. Oh my god, and I can see a massive dive bomb in the first corner by someone there. Well, that is not what you want to see, but back to F2, and as we are going to line up on the grid, who is your bet for the win today? Well, we see Cameron Weston-Edwards finally getting back on the top step on the podium in IRL. As we have 5 red lights, and away we go, and it's a bad start by Weston-Edwards. We can see that Jonas Bogen has gotten himself up into second, but there is a small tap there, and it's a major crash in the first corner. And with Weston-Edwards, one of the few drivers to get caught out, and there is Ivan Brito in the wall. And it's hard to keep track right now. On the other hand, the other McLaren is getting attacked by the racing point of Joshua Arnold, as Joshua is he going to do it around the outside of Jared? Not this time. We can see both the Mercs hounding these two battling. Oh, what a horrible start for... Oh, and there is one of the Mercs, and that is Paco Suarez out of the race. Oh, as Jonas Bogen seems to be struggling. I don't know if he has... Well, he has no left front wing, so he is going to have to make a pit stop on this lap. Fosbury knows this. Hopefully, well, he can at least see it now, as then Jonas is into the pit. In the meantime, we can then see Jared going up in... Ooh, and it's a big battle for 7th at the moment, with Andre Pastana just ahead of the Red Bull of Charlie Sampson and Kevin Harrison in his Alpha. Kevin Harrison going on the inside into turn 3. Well, turn 4, I think that is actually when thinking about it. Oh, but look at this. Oh, and Andre Pastana going defensive for this left-right chicane, managing to stay ahead of Charlie Sampson. Well, I'm sorry, Marshall, but there is no Norwegian lesson today. And look at this. We can already see gaps forming in this race, but the Renault of Bastos is still managing to stay close to Harry, although Harry seems to be getting a little away from him. And look at this, Charlie Sampson. Right on the back of Andre Pastana, going into the wall of champion chicane. Is he gonna try it? He's gonna sit behind and be careful. And with a good exit, we might see Charlie going for it into turn 1. Is he gonna take the inside line on Andre Pastana? He does, but Pastana breaks later. And he keeps his position for now. And this is the closest battle on track right now. The battle for 8th right now. Andre Pastana having to defend from Charlie on his soft tires. Pastana on the hard tires. He will be struggling for a few more laps, but he should be able to fend Charlie off when Charlie's tires are starting to get worn. Well, Paco, what did actually happen to you? Because I saw your car spinning, but I didn't really catch what actually happened. Oh, but we're gonna wait, because look at this. Jorge Correa is getting really close to his countryman, Alexander Bastos. As Bastos has a bad wall of champions. Jorge Correa on the inside into turn 1. Jorge on the medium tires. They should be better by this point, I think, at least. And he's past Bastos. In the meantime, we can see that actually Kevin Harrison is getting close to his teammate Jack Yates. Something to mention though, Jack Yates struggling with a sprained ankle, so I'm not exactly sure if he's gonna have to, if he's actually driving on a wheel with a injured ankle, or if he's actually driving on a pad today. But it doesn't look as good as usual. And we can see that Fosbury has made a pass on Bastos. What are the Alphas gonna do though? They are fighting for the constructor. I reckon that if Kevin is quicker, I don't think we'll see Jack put up a fight. I think we'll see some team orders from the Alphas if needed. And Kevin's definitely won't pass, and there is team orders there. Jack have to have lift off there. As we can see that Bastos is pitting. And he has a front wing change, so he's been in the wall somewhere. But look at this though, now Jack is left to fight off Andre Pastana, the Haas driver, who, well, started with a quali ban today, but he's had a good opening part of the race. And he's now going to be hounding Jack Yates for that 6th position. However, Pastana's teammate Jorge Correa sitting in 2nd at the moment on the medium tires. And we're coming to the long straight. Will Jack be able to fend off? He should have DRS thanks to his teammate, so I think it will be difficult for Andre Pastana to make a move on this straight. And it looks like it. There's gonna be no move here, but out of the wall of champion chicane. And I can see that Joshua Arnold is really close to Jonas Bogan. Jonas going slightly defensive, moves back to the racing line. He sees that Joshua can't make a move here, but Joshua tries though, collecting a 3-second time penalty for cutting the corner there. And Joshua is right on the back of Jonas. Joshua on the medium tires, Jonas is on the hard tires. And it is looking spicy. When will we see Joshua try his next move? It's not going to be into this chicane. Oh, that is a shame to hear, Paco. look at this, Joshua trying to stay with Jonas there, trying to get a better run out of every corner to make it pass anytime soon. Now out of the hairpin, it looks like Joshua is getting a much better exit. Down the long straight is the racing point driver of Joshua, gonna make a pass on Jonas here. Into the wall of champion chicane, and I think Joshua has the position done, and what a move there into the wall of champion chicane. He barely got ahead before the chicane, but it did manage to. Oh, and look at this, Cameron Weston Edwards on Charlie Sampson. Cameron in the Ferrari seat. Cameron is staying close, but he can't really find a way past right now. In the meantime, Joshua have found a way past Jonas and is now pulling away on his better tires. And what about Andre Pastana? Andre Pastana ahead of Jack Yates into the wall of champions chicane as Andre is picking up another penalty. And one thing is for sure in this race, we're gonna see a lot of penalties being handed out. And I do not mean by the stewards, I do mean by the game. As we can see that Adrian Storm picks up another penalty too. Storm though, he's had a good start up into third position right now on his hard tires. Oh, as Cameron is making a move on... Alright, I think we might have seen some desync there, but... Cameron on 6th laps old, soft tires now, trying to make a move on Charlie Sampson. Those tires can't be good for much longer, so you kind of have to make it now if he wants to make the move before his pit stop. As interestingly enough, it shows us that he's on... that his left rear is apparently a medium tire. Of course it isn't, but that is Codemasters for you. Looks funny as hell though. Gotta say that. And we can see that Harry Cooper is making his pit stop from first right now. And oh, and I think there has been some lag with Andre. Can get that completely. Oh, as we have Joshua Arnold and Jonas Bogan once again fighting for that position. Oh, as I don't know what Joshua has done there, but he takes a 10-second time penalty for cutting the whole second corner, and he hits the wall. And Jonas is out too. Alright, that is something I will expect to be brought to the stewards after this race. I didn't exactly understand what happened to Jonas there. But a few weird corners from the two drivers there. However, Andre Pastana though, chasing that rear of Kevin Harrison as these two alphas is driving closely with the Haas between them. And Cameron seems to have lost time, but he's now going into the pit. And right now it looks like the battle for third is the one that is spicy. It's between the two alphas and the Haas car. Coming out of the hairpin, we're on lap 10 now. left into turn 1. Can Andre Pastana go for a move? He's just a bit too far behind. Oh, and look at that. Who has just decided to join? That is Andreas Sass. But that is a little too late, Andreas. However, you can sit in the lobby and enjoy the racing. Andreas, what do you mean? You've been racing here for weeks now. It's the same time every time, and for you that would be 5:30. But look at this though. Jack Yates is getting close to the rear of Andre Pastana now. However, he can't match Andre's exit off the hairpin this time. And I think he might be a bit too far off to be able to make a move. Then, in the meantime, we can see that Harry Cooper is closing in on this train. However, I do not think that he is happy to see that there is a 3-car train battling for position right ahead of him. Alright, Andreas. Well, I'll try to remind you the next time then. Oh, and look at this 3-car train. Who are they about to catch? Oh, they're about to lap Ivan Brito, who does not have a good debut in his first race as a McLaren driver this season. But this is Canada and it's yellow flags, and that could have been for Ivan actually moving over. But what about this time around then? Going on to the long straight once again. And it looks like Andre Pastana might be close enough to make a move on Kevin Harrison now. But he's not. With a good World Champion chicane, however, he might be able to get a move going into turn 1. Is he gonna go for anything? He's just gonna be sitting behind so far, and Kevin is just gonna keep controlling the pace for these 3 then. In the meantime, we can see that Harry Cooper is getting closer to this train now. And not just that, but Jared Fosbury is also getting closer to this train. However, he's on medium tires, so I'm not exactly sure what kind of strategy he's on. Might be on a 2-stop. It looks like them. And look at this, Harry Cooper is inside DRS detection now. Well, Andreas, I'll try to remind you on Instagram next time then. Nonetheless, this 3-way battle has just turned into a 4-way battle. Ooh, as we can see that Harry is taking another penalty there. The question is though, with these 3 cars ahead of Harry right now, is his strategy gonna backfire? Alright, and I'll try to remind you on Discord next time. And we can see that this 3-way battle is officially a 4-way battle now, and we can see that Harry Cooper is close on the rear of Jack, and he's gonna try to make a move as soon as possible. However, he can't make a move here. But oh, and I thought we saw Harry losing his rear end there, but he did manage to keep it. Look at Fosbury, he's closing onto this train too. And are we gonna see a move by Andre Pastana? I don't. Well, we might actually. Oh, as Pastana goes to the inside. Kevin tries to leave room and he's still ahead, but this has compromised their exits. And look at this, Jack Yates on Andre Pestana. He's gonna get past again, or oh, and it's a spin by, well, it's actually a tap by Andre Pestana on Kevin there, which loses them both that position, which leaves then Jack fending off Harry Cooper for third at the moment. And I don't know what exactly happened there or what they were thinking, but that is such a huge shame for Kevin Harrison, though. He was sitting comfortable in that third place, and I think he was only there sitting there defending from Andre. It backfired when Jack tried to go on a move on Andre, then Andre probably tried to brake later too, and well, shit happened. But right now, Jack Yates down the long straight. Can he fend off Harry Cooper without DRS then? Harry's already close on his rear. Harry is closing that gap. And Jack is gonna go defensive straight away, but he's gonna lose the position to Harry Cooper. But can he get past Harry again into turn one? I don't think so. He looks like he's losing too much already. And I think Jack now needs to focus on the driver behind him. That is Jared Fosbury, his Nexus co-owner. As we can see that Jared is closing this gap to Jack the Iceman Yates. You can see Jared Fosbury, is he holding a little back right now? Ooh, and I think he might have went deep, or did it, or maybe he's just tried to get a good exit from the hairpin. He's closing on Jack now. It's not gonna be enough for a move into the Wolf Championship chicane, but maybe he's gonna go for a move into turn one. As we can see that Jack locks a little up into the Wolf Championship chicane. Fosbury is right on his back now into turn one. Are we going to see a move? But Jared is not making a move here. And right now I am wondering what Jared is thinking. As we can see that Ivan Brito has done another pit stop. He's on medium high tires now. But look at sorry about that. At Fosbury as he does the move on the inside of Jack into this right-left chicane here. Her into the hairpin. Fosbury needs a good exit to be able to stay ahead of Jack now. Jared chasing after that first win of the season. In his title defense, it's not been the best opening of his season, but he's managed to collect points steadily though, and he's gonna stay ahead of Jack for now. Oh, what is this? What is this? Charlie Sampson out on Inter tires. As a Red Bull moves over, that would have been Charlie Sampson, and it is actually raining. Or is it? It's drizzling so far. Interesting. Is this strategy? Is this why Jorge is staying out so long on his old mediums too, maybe? And Andreas, if you're still there, I believe you should still be in the lobby too. What is your bet then? Are we gonna see it starting raining hard enough for the drivers to go in for Inter tires? And if so, who do you think is gonna steal this then? Or you, Marshall? That's the moment that you are. Look at this. Jorge is struggling on those old mediums now. We can see that Adrian Storm is close on his rear now, and we can actually see that Harry Cooper has almost closed the gap to these guys now. Oh, I know you're still there, Marshall. You're the second part of the Hmong brand, you know. And look at this Adrian Storm right on the back of Jorge Correa. Jorge, a previous IRL F1 driver, also as I mentioned with Cameron Weston Edwards, one of the most experienced drivers we have on the grid here now. And we can see that Storm is getting feisty. He wants that position. Harry Cooper is also right on Storm's rear now. We can see that Fosbury is following not far behind too. But right now, still not raining that heavy, but it looks like it might be already be hard to go off the racing line when you're on dry tires, so it's gonna be interesting to see if any of these can make a move anytime soon, or if they're just gonna dive into the pit in this order when that happens. And what about now? Storm still sits behind Jorge. Storm has to make a move soon. He can see that Harry is right on his rear too. And Harry is going to make the move on Storm into the hairpin. Oh, and look at this. Is Harry going to try to make the move on Jorge already too? And Harry's made the move work on Jorge and is up to first then. And now we can see that Jared Fosbury has just caught up to this train. Oh, as Jorge is the first... yeah, Jorge is the first one of these four to dive into the pit. It's gonna be for Inter tires, I believe. But it's gonna be too early. In the meantime, we can see that Harry Cooper is pulling away from Adrian Storm and Jared Fosbury. See that Jared is getting close and he wants to pass. Again? Alright. Wait. Can you guys see it again now? Well, Marshall, let me know if it happens again. Interesting. Wow. The stream was down for a moment. You didn't miss anything that big, though. We have a few drivers out on the Inter tires now, but the Inters doesn't look like the right tires yet. They aren't really catching on the drivers ahead of them on the slick tires. They're actually losing. Oh, but Jared goes really deep in the hairpin. Well, that is good. That is good to know, Andreas. I've seen you with chickens before, so. But look at It is though the three front runners still staying out. And the rain is looking worse, but it's not looking bad enough yet. Jorge, he had to pit, his mediums were just done. And right now I am wondering if this is not gonna pay off for Jorge either. And it looks like Charlie's been on. Charlie's gone into the wall. And he's out of the race. Not a good return for him to IRL. Again. Alright, let's see if it goes up in a few moments or if I'll have to restart.